Welcome to another podcast about movies with LJ and Courtney. I am LJ.
And I'm Courtney. The internet exploded when it was announced that the role of Gambit in the forthcoming X-Men Apocalypse movie will be going to one Channing Tatum. Just exploded!
Why?
Just every single movie source I saw, with about 17 zillion comments on every one of them. And you know, this is a character that I enjoyed when I was younger, but it is not a well-known character.
Well, also in hindsight, Gambit is nothing. He's a character who was invented to be kind of cool, and that's about it.
Well, he has kind of an interesting backstory, and there is an appeal in having, you know, he's a thief, he's a rogue.
Don't let Gambit get to you, rogue.
He's not entirely trusted by the team, historically.
Well, neither was Wolverine.
This is true.
He's way more badass.
But one of the most interesting things that I noticed in reading through the comments of wildly divergent opinions from, yay, Channing Tatum's the best, to, well, that does it, I'm not watching any more X-Men. They've ruined it. Those two broad categories of responses, there was an underlying incredible amount of sexism hitting these forums because the producer who cast Channing Tatum is a woman.
Okay.
And so there are an inordinate amount of comments on various forums being like, leave it to a woman to cast a man who can't act. You know, of course he got cast. There was a woman in charge. Nothing good happens when women are in charge of men's movies.
Where does the controversy begin, Courtney?
Oh.
All I'm hearing are facts.
Okay then.
You know, this is what the internet does, and of course, because it is on the internet, I completely agree with it. But other than that, have we forgotten just how many movies are cast in this? I'm going to go out on a limb and say all movies are cast, probably. And a lot of the casting directors of movies and TV shows, they happen to be women.
Fair few.
That's been going on, and Hollywood tends to cast people whether they are good or not for all kinds of reasons. Channing Tatum being cast in any role is not a surprise. Given how popular he is at the moment, this seems like a no-brainer. It doesn't matter. Also, Gambit is not a character of real significance despite, I guess, this outroar on the internet. Channing Tatum will neither be good nor bad for the role. The role of Gambit has been sullied in a X-Men movie already. There's really nothing here. And the sexism, you know what? That's the internet. They hate women, especially if they talk about video games or comic books.
To the credit of IGN, which had the most sexist vitriol,
What?
they did. Of all the sites, IGN by far had the most sexist comments.
You know what? That's not the IGN I know.
To their credit, they did start blocking and removing some of the comments.
Well, yeah, to be fair, you have to... It's the users of the IGN site.
Yeah.
You can't damn the outlet so much. IGN is, of course, problematic for many reasons.
Are they still doing that thing where they put on the cosplay girls?
I don't know.
Cosplay girl of the month.
There are lots of websites that do that. I can't pay attention. They did stop doing Babeology several years ago. I'll give them that.
Good.
They got rid of all that, the Stars channel, which was basically, check out these pictures of porn stars wearing clothing. You realize this is the internet, right, guys? Alright, whatever. Yeah, Channing Tatum. You know what? They're right. A woman would make this decision. You know who else would make this decision? A man.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else did make this decision? A man. Because not just one person decides who's going to be in a movie.
My favorite response was from a man, I think. It seemed to be from a man saying...
Was the username Boner Rally 420?
No, I can't remember the name, but it
69 XXX.
It was a man's name. So my favorite response was, it may be true that the producer had a lady hard-on for Channing Tatum, but then again, look how many millions of other roles are given to women with dubious acting talent because they're hot.
I've never heard of that happening. I don't know, Courtney. All I know is I saw The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and there was a lot of attractive people in that movie whose faces you could see, and Paul Giamatti was also in it, I am told. This guy, I don't know who did this, but we gotta put him in a suit. We gotta put him in a giant robot and have him do some sort of accent that will make him unrecognizable. And he will be in it for 2 minutes. Done and done.
Ah, Hollywood.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5.
And now we try to predict the weekend winners and losers in our segment, Judgment Day.
Well, last weekend was a bit of an upset for us. We both predicted Spider-Man 1 and Neighbors 2. You predicted The Other Woman in third, and The Other Woman did come in third, but
I win!
Neighbors came first, and
What?
Spider-Man came second.
That is an upset, because I am upset.
Neighbors took $49 million this weekend, and The Amazing Spider-Man 2 brought home $35.
Holy crap, what was its opening?
Its open last week was 91.6. It was a
Wow, that is
huge
a drop.
Ginormous drop.
You know what? The movie deserves it.
Well, this weekend we have 2 wide releases, and they've both gone to early reviews, so we've got a little bit to look at there. So the first is Godzilla. That is PG-13 going to 3,800 screens. It stars Bryan Cranston, Ken Watanabe, and interestingly enough, Aaron Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen are playing a married couple in this film, and then going straight to, basically, Avengers Age of Ultron, where they will play brother and sister.
Sexy.
This is actually directed by Gareth Edwards, who did the film Monsters, which
Oh, yeah.
is sort of a bit of a cultish, effective monster movie.
Yeah, super low budge monster movie.
$500,000 budget.
Yeah.
So, Godzilla is currently sitting at 89 on Rotten Tomato and 61 on Metacritic. It's a better reception than I would have expected. We also have Million Dollar Arm, rated PG, going to 3,000 screens. This is from Disney via Buena Vista. Stars John Hamm, Lake Bell, and Alan Arkin. And this is sitting at 64 on Rotten Tomato and 58 on Metacritic. I believe we will have Godzilla 1, Neighbors 2, but after that, I guess Spider-Man.
This one's tough. The only reason I'm going to go this way is because of the big dive that Spider-Man took. Godzilla will be first, second will be Neighbors, and third shall be the very disappointing open of Million Dollar Arm. And that does it for us this week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you've not done so already, subscribe to us on the iTunes. While you're in the iTunes Music Store, leave us a review. We're also on the Xbox/Zune Marketplace. Check us out there, subscribe there.
You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/anotherpodcastaboutmovies. We're also on Twitter. Our handle is @podaboutmovies. And you can find all of our podcasts and blog posts on our website, anotherpodcastaboutmovies.com.
And by the time you're listening to this, I will have up on the website, anotherpodcastaboutmovies.com, my exclusive visit to the premiere of Legends of Oz at my local theater. I took pictures and everything.
You watched the film?
Nope.
I didn't think
But
so.
I was driving by, and I'll just put it this way, it was sad to behold.
Poor people who made that movie.
Yeah. Also, email us any feedback for the show, suggestions for topics, trailers to review at anotherpodcastaboutmovies@gmail.com. And with that, we look forward to talking at you next week. Bye!
Bye.
9 to 5, yeah, they got you where they want you. There's a better life, and you dream about it,
No? Am I overreacting?
Well, par for the course.
Excuse me? How dare you? I'm as level-headed as anybody can be! You know what? This show's over. This house is going down. I'm gonna lay dynamite around the foundation of this building until you tell me that I am rational. Alright, goodbye. The next sound you hear will be my own death. Man, you're cold-blooded.
Yes?